What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today we are finishing off using my four rental teams. Not finishing off. We're using one of the teams for my last rental teams video of Series 12. This is my Calyrex-Ice Dialga team. It does feature a lot of my favorite Pokemon, particularly that Heracross. Heracross is one of those Pokemon that I absolutely love, and I'm excited to have it put in some work. And so looking at my opponent's first team, it is Zacian Kyogre. It is Whimsicott, Kyogre, Zapdos, Zacian, Rillaboom, and Incineroar. So they dropped a Grimmsnarl for a Whimsicott. So in that regard, I think Trick Room is really good here. I do like Dialga a lot. Dialga with Dusclops feels very strong. Calyrex, I think, has potential under Trick Room. We just have to get it set up. And then Heracross doesn't do anything. Amoonguss probably does more, but I'm going to bring Heracross because I want to bring it. We can argue about if it's the right choice, but that's fine. It's my video, and I want to use Heracross, and we're going to use Heracross. So yeah, also as we're getting started, please make sure to subscribe. We are working our way towards 1 billion subscribers. Currently, negative 10% of my viewers are subscribed, and I'm hoping to get that at least positive. And so looking at my opponent's lead, it is going to be a Kyogre and a Whimsicott. More importantly, it is going to be Kyogre the Shining Star. I'm a very big fan of getting marks and ribbons on Pokemon, so I think that's really cool that my opponent was able to get one there. And so let's think here. I think Frisk going to show us a Koba Berry as well as a Life Orb. So Life Orb Ogre, a little scary for sure. I think what we do is we have to go for a Max Quake onto this Kyogre and go for a Trick Room. I want to say we can survive a Max Geyser. I don't think that that's the case if we're going to be realistic here. We're still going to try, but I do very much expect to see a Max Ogre into a what's it called? A Max Ogre into a Geyser into the Dusclops slot. We aren't super specially defensively bulky, so as a result, there is a good chance, right? We just get one shot. We are going to see the Ogre going for the Max here, right? Respecting the fact that this is your best bet. And so yeah, we're gonna deal with that as it comes. Like I said, I need to hope that we survive. I'm gonna try to run a damage calc. My computer gets real slow, but we'll see here. So we are going to see yeah, so we're gonna get the Max off, and all right, perfect. Yeah, so now I think it comes down to, can we survive this hit? It's not loading, so we don't know, but you know, that's fine. If we just get absolutely wrecked, we get absolutely okay. So we're gonna see a light screen. Light screen is I mean, it doesn't matter. We're gonna see a hailstorm come out. Interesting. Into the Dialga. So this is fine with me, because what happens now is you're going to let me get up a special defense boost, and you're gonna let me set up a Trick Room. So that's, you know, that's really nice, as we're going to fire off a, what's it called, a big Quake into the Ogre. I think what I want to do is I want to ignore the Whimsicott, right? We do have access to Calyrex in the back, and obviously a Glacial Lance will one-shot it. We know it's Koba Berry, and so in that regard, we're in pretty safe territory. I just want to try and get us in a good position where we can potentially sweep with a Calyrex. But that also does mean we have to be very wary of Zacian, right? We do have to respect the fact that Zacian can come out at any point and deal big damage. I'm wondering if it makes more sense to go for Wormwind at this point over Quake, right? We know that we can survive the hit fairly well, so I'm going to go for that, and I'm going to go for a Nightshade. I just want to make sure that we get rid of Kyogre timely enough. Okay, that takes away from it. Probably a reverse. I'm guessing a reversal of the Trick Room if they are going for a Max Guard, right? We should see. Oh, we're gonna see just a straight Moonblast onto this Dialga. They unfortunately do get the special attack drop. So definitely a little bit of an unfortunate turn for sure, right? Making that call wrong. We very easily could have Steel Spiked. I don't think Steel Spike was the right play, as we should go for another Wormwind as well as a Nightshade, and saying, hey, you're not going to switch out into Zacian. We know that that's in the back. We could have gone for a Quake actually to try to preserve our what's it called, our Dusclops, to make it so we can set up another Trick Room. That's actually not a terrible option as well, of saying, hey, let's just try and stall. We probably in that regard should have gone for another Quake onto the Kyogre over the Max Dragon, just trying to make sure that we can set up that Trick Room. As we're going to take interesting to note that the Whimsicott is slower than the oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That crit is big sad. Yeah, but the interesting note is that the Whimsicott is moving before the Kyogre. So this is a very, very bulky Whimsicott, which means it probably has a lot of HP, which I very much would like to Pain Split. So I'm gonna go for, let's figure out how many turns of Trick Room are left. I definitely want to Pain Split the Whimsicott. I think it might be worth, let's look here. There's 2 turns of Trick Room left. I would like to, I'm gonna protect here, and I'm gonna go for a Nightshade, or not a Nightshade. I'm gonna go for a Pain Split onto this Whimsicott, just trying to recover a good amount of HP. The thing is, like I said, I want to stall out this Trick Room as much as I can. We're gonna see the Ogre protect, so that's actually really good for us, right? I want to make sure I can set up a second Trick Room before my opponent gets a free switch out. So we are going to see the Whimsicott going straight for this Moonblast into the Dusclops, right? You're really trying to deny that second Trick Room from coming out. I think we can go for a Nightshade into, I'm gonna switch out into, I don't want to switch out into Calyrex. I'm gonna switch out into Calyrex. There's no rain, and I'm gonna go for a Nightshade onto this Whimsicott. I think that should let us set up a second Trick Room, and I think if we can get the second Trick Room up, right, Calyrex is in a very, very good spot, right? We have the ability to set up that Trick Room, and then we have a Glacial Lance double up into a Kyogre as well as into this Whimsicott. We're gonna see the double protect fail, so that's even a big deal too. I just need this Whimsicott perfect to not go down this turn, which is awesome, right? Dusclops should survive. It's going to. I'm just gonna go for a Trick Room here, right? We should see the Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Perfect. I'm going to set up this Trick Room, and then I'm gonna just go for, a Will-O-Wisp, strictly to try to not get these knockouts for anything but Calyrex. That's really the goal here, is to start putting on pressure that way. We can, at worst case, bring out Dialga, right? Dialga does have that ability to go for something like an Earth Power if they bring out Zacian, but I feel confident, right? We should be able to get up, what's it called? A Trick Room. We're going to see the Thunder, which I think is, oh, interesting. I was going to see going into the Calyrex is smart, right? Trying to make it so we don't get a free switch. We are going to fire off the Will-O-Wisp and unfortunately miss. But now we do have a Trick Room up, and so, I mean, this is not the ideal way to proc a policy, but given that I've seen people do it with, what's it called? With a foul play, I'm going to do this. I don't actually know if this counts as super effective. So that is actually a question we're about to find out. We're going to see the Charm come out, so I really hope that this works. Like I said, I don't know. This should be super effective, right? No, it does not. That's really sad. This whole thing was because I thought Nightshade was super effective. Turns out it's not. I guess that makes sense, right? You don't see the super effective animation. We are only at -1, so we do have the ability to deal damage into, so we can like burn a Zacian, which we have revealed, right? We have revealed that we do have Will-O-Wisp. So we could see potentially an Incineroar come out here, right? Just trying to get an Intimidate, in which case I'm still fine to single target down Calyrex. We are going to see, yep, it is going to be an Incineroar coming out here. I do want to, if that's the case, go for a Pain Split as well as a Protect on this Calyrex. Just trying to set up so we can click Protect here. We are only at, or we're at -2 as a result of the Charm, and then go for a Pain Split on this nice full HP Incineroar, trying to get up a fair bit. And I think, right, like no matter what, unless you Protect on Incin, I was gonna say we should have this. And then what we can do is we can go for a high horsepower from the Calyrex onto the Kyogre to try and pick up that knockout. As we will see, the Fake Out come out here. We can get the Pain Split off, trying to recover. We should get quite a bit back. Yeah, we're going to get almost back to full, put that Incin in pretty low range as the Blizzard going to come out. So this Kyogre really opting for damage here into the Dusclops. Dusclops going to take a bit, and yeah, this should be in range of high horsepower, even if it is at -2. So I'm going to click that there, as well as just go for a Nightshade onto this Incineroar. We do need to maximize our Trick Room turns, so that is definitely something to consider, right? Like we're trying to pick up some big knockouts. Worst case, we are going to see the Kyogre go for a Protect here, so that is that's still fine, right? Nightshade going to come out. It's going to do a solid chunk into this Incineroar, exactly 50 HP. If we had gone for the high horsepower into the Incin, obviously that would have been really nice. Flare Blitz going to come out here. I'm guessing because of the fact. Oh, I was gonna say because we procced our own, or we went for the Nightshade. I thought we were gonna knock ourselves out. This does bring us back to neutral. I think at this range, we should be able to pick up a double knockout with this Glacial Lance, as well as we can. I'm just gonna click Will-O-Wisp onto the Kyogre slot, mainly just because I don't have anything else to click. We're gonna miss for the second time, but at neutral, like both of these are in the red. I can't see them living a Glacial Lance, and so now the big question is, can we 4v1 a Zacian, which is not actually not that trivial. So something to consider. We do have Nightshade on Dusclops, which I think is going to be huge, right? We do have that. Oh. We ran out of Trick Room turns. That's bad. That's very bad. Do I think Dusclops can survive a Behemoth Blade? I'm gonna click high horsepower onto the Zacian, and I'm gonna click Trick Room with Dusclops. Right? I think this puts us in the best spot. Right, if you knock out my Calyrex, okay, they're gonna cancel. I was gonna say I think that put us in the ideal spot. So overall, once again, Dusclops really coming in clutch. We haven't been able to use Heracross too much, but hoping that can change. But overall, I think a really solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is another Zacian Kyogre team, a little bit different from last time. It is going to be Whimsicott, Kyogre, Regieleki, Zacian, Rillaboom, and Thundurus. So what's nice here is that Amoonguss feels really good, right? Amoonguss probably Dusclops, just in the event that it's like a Specs Kyogre. This lead is really passive, but I don't think that that's necessarily the end of the world. I think Calyrex we obviously want here, right? With a Thundurus, a Rillaboom, a Whimsicott, and an Aleki. Doing a very good job there, and I'm going to bring Heracross because I want to. I keep saying this is the Heracross episode, and we haven't used Heracross yet. So, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, and that's part of the fun of doing it together. Cool. So I think I feel fine with this. It is very passive, but I don't think that that's the end of the world, right? Amoonguss should go down fairly quickly, and that gives us a free switch in. And so the only thing we're really worried about is like taunt Whimsicott. If they have taunt Whimsicott, I can't stop that. And that's just part of the thing. We are going to see Regieleki Kyogre. Okay, so this probably tells me you're going for a max darkness. I need to have Dusclops survive. I'm guessing it's a max darkness into a water spout. Magnet and a Mystic Water. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go for a Rage Powder onto the Amoonguss, and then we're going to go for... nope, wrong button. There we go. And then we're going to go for a Trick Room. Like I said, I need to survive the Rage... We're going to actually see no Alecki Max, which I think is an interesting call for sure, as they're going to fire an Electroweb. Not... I guess like the... I don't know how... I think that that's an interesting play for sure. I think they're trying to deny me a free switch in. I don't think that this Water Spout should KO the Dusclops, right? I'm hoping it doesn't KO the Dusclops. Perfect. We're at 18. I'll take 18 any day. In all honesty, I'm totally fine to just switch into Calyrex, right? We have the ability to go for a Spore. Nope, not a Protect. We can just go for a Spore immediately onto this Kyogre and just make a switch directly into our Calyrex. Calyrex then has the ability to just go for a Max Quake. We saw the Magnet on the Regieleki, so not something I'm super worried about. And from this position, right, I think Calyrex is going to be a really good max option. Yeah, so just starting to pump out damage really quickly. We're going to see the Kyogre withdraw, so that's also really good. We're going to see the Whimsicott come in, so that's, I mean, that's fine with me. This suggests to me that you are going to be probably Focus Sash on the Whimsicott. If that's the case, I do want to go for a Pollen Puff just to break that Sash, as well as go for a Glacial Lance. I don't think this will KO the Regieleki. That's something to be wary of, right? If you go for a Max into a Max Lightning into the Calyrex slot. As we're going to see the Alecki withdraw, that's fine. We're going to see Kyogre come right back in. And so now what I'm hoping for is we're going to see the Charm come out. So a little bit unfortunate. Charm Whimsicott has really been picking up lately. But I'm hoping -2 should still be enough to KO this Whimsicott, especially given all of the chip that we just got with that Pollen Puff, right? Doing a pretty large chunk going out into this Whimsicott. And Survey says, yeah, it is going to be enough to get that knockout. Getting a little bit of chip on the Ogre. We're now going to be at -1, which I think is fine. And I think we're sitting really pretty right now. And so now the question is, do you bring out Regieleki or do you bring out Kyogre? Also, apologies for that weird glitchiness. I don't really know what happened. But Zacian, okay, Zacian coming out here is fine. I very much would like to click Spore into Zacian, as well as go for a a Max Quake into it as well. One thing that we do have to be wary of potentially, right, is if you protect and then go for a Water Spout, trying to get the knockout, that's fine with me, right? That gives me a free switch in into Dusclops, which can burn the Zacian, and I honestly would much rather have the Zacian burned than asleep. I would much rather have the Zacian knocked out, but actually I would much rather have it asleep, but we'll settle for a happy median, as we're gonna see the Spore. So actually just giving it to me in terms of this Max Quake, guaranteeing that we should be able to knock out the Zacian at this point, as Max Quake going to do hopefully 50% even at -1. Survey says, yeah, almost getting the knockout there, so that's going to be really huge. Also, that special defense boost, right, coming in handy versus this Kyogre as well as this Alecki in the back. So I think Calyrex in a good spot here. We're going to see the Origin Pulse come out. It is going to miss Calyrex, but Dusclops, I mean not Dusclops, what is this thing's name? Amoonguss going to go down here. And so now, right, Zacian has taken its mandatory turn of sleep. I'm going to bring out Dusclops, right? We can go for a Pain Split onto this Kyogre to heal back a really significant amount of HP. And I think that that's going to be really sort of important. Also worth noting is the amount of Trick Room turns left. We should be a little bit weary of that, as we're going to see there is just one turn left, right? And so in that regard, what I want to do is I want to go for a Pain Split onto this Kyogre. as well as go for a Max Quake onto the Zacian. This really is going to determine a lot, right? What we could see happen is we could see the Alecki being sacked. Okay, so we're going to see no sack of the Alecki, so you're really hoping for that 50% wake up. We're going to see the Kyogre go for a max here, and so if we can get rid of the Zacian, right, we're in fantastic shape. So yeah, you do have to wake up and get the protect in order to win, as we're going to see no protect at all. So really just giving me this Kyogre, as we will get a second Quake boost off into the Zacian. So now we're at full, at +2. We still have Heracross in the back, which has not done anything. I'm very sad about that, but right now we're going to be back to +2 special defense as well as neutral attack, which we know the Regieleki is magnet, so that's also going to be really good for us. Probably want to try and set up a Trick Room, as we will see the Lightning come out into the Dusclops. The Dusclops only at +1, taking a little bit of chunk, but more importantly, you are setting up for that Regieleki, right? Regieleki is going to be able to get that boost from that from that electric terrain, as well as the magnet that it has, and the fact that it's stab and transistor. So Regieleki doing a non-trivial amount of damage. This really suggests to me that you are going to be rising voltage. I'm going to go for the Trick Room, and then I'm going to go for the Max Quake onto this Regieleki. I think we should be able to do a really big chunk either way. I think if you go for a Protect on the Regieleki, trying to survive this hit, that should let us get a second Trick Room up, and I think from that position, we will be in just a really favorable spot. So I think you have to go on the offensive a little bit and try to guarantee a knockout onto this Dusclops. The big question, though, is at +1 special defense from this Dusclops, will you be able to do enough with Regieleki, as we are going to see the Protect come out. So this is good for us, right? There is no rain for the Kyogre to take advantage of, as the skies are going to come out. It should, like I said, target down this Dusclops. It's going instead into the Calyrex, which gives us a free Trick Room, which I think is great for us. We can get to +3, and what we can do from this position is we can go for a Protect with Calyrex, right? Just trying to get rid, get rid of your max, as this is the final turn of it, and we can just try and just get some light damage with Pain Split, and then we should just be able to pretty freely Glacial Lance. As yeah, the Trick Room going to come out here. I see no reason to not just go for a Protect this last turn, just to, like I said, stall things out, as well as try and get a little bit more chip onto this Kyogre using a Nightshade. So I'm fine to click Nightshade onto this Kyogre. I also could Pain Split, but I think Nightshade probably going to do a little bit more here. Just go for a Protect, and then I think Glacial Lance at this range should be more than enough to KO the Regieleki. But yeah, let's kind of see what's going to happen here. We're going to see the Protect come out and fail. Nightshade going to do just a little bit into the Kyogre. Every little bit counts, right? We just want to get it low enough where Calyrex can pick up those knockouts, as the guys are going to come out into the Ogre. I mean, not into the Ogre, into the Calyrex, which because of that Protect really coming in handy, right? There's no reason for me to take a bunch of damage if I know I'm not going to KO this Ogre in return. And now at this point, we can go for another Nightshade doing an extra bit of damage, as well as go for a Glacial Lance, which should, at this range, be enough to knock out that Regieleki. The Regieleki does get the Protect, which, you know, a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world, as Nightshade going to come out here. Interesting, though, the fact that they're not protecting Ogre. The Ogre, though, very, very low at this point, as Glacial Lance going to come out here, just going to do a ton of damage, hopefully enough for the knockout onto this Kyogre, as my screen is actually frozen. Perfect. We are going to see the Ogre faint. So that's awesome, right? We're going to get up again, and now at this point, right, this is going to be Regieleki versus the world, and so we can just click Nightshade, we can just click Glacial Lance, so we don't even have to worry about any sort of potential accuracy issues. And yeah, my opponent. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Yveltal Zacian. It is Rillaboom, Sneasel, Yveltal Zacian, Incin, and Regieleki. Amoonguss Dusclops feels fine here. The thing that I have to watch out for is a lot of Yveltal are safety goggles, and that would make me very sad. I think Calyrex is good here. I keep saying I want to bring Heracross, and we're going to bring Heracross. But yeah, okay, so I think this is probably not a good lead because, like I said, if my opponent has safety goggles on their Yveltal, they can just go straight for a very big max darkness into my little Clopsy guy, and that's not going to be good. We're also going to be able to see the item because we have Frisk. It could be a weakness policy, right? Given the fact that we are seeing it next to the Sneasel, I feel like Ice Shard is a thing. We will have that Frisk to answer that question, as we are going to see a Focus Sash as well as a Life Orb. So that's perfect. I'm very fine to lose a Moongus here, so I'm going to go for a Rage Powder as well as just go for a Trick Room here. And that should put us in a really strong position, especially if you're going to commit your max, which we are going to see. This most likely is going to be the Yveltal, which is awesome, right? We have that ability to bring out Calyrex right off the bat. Calyrex can then go for a big Glacial Lance onto this Yveltal. I can't really see. I want to assume that it KOs. I don't really know. We're making a lot of assumptions here, as the Rage Powder going to come out, which is... I mean, they could have... I don't know why they didn't go for a Fake Out. We're going to see the Foul Play come out into the Amoonguss, doing actually a fair bit more than I had expected. But Amoonguss going to go down here, and then that's going to let us bring out Calyrex. It is worth noting that the Sneasel does have Foul Play, right? So it's not necessarily a free sort of switch in into Calyrex because of the fact that they can just go for a Foul Play onto me. And so in that regard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out Calyrex. I think what I want to do is I'm going to Protect here to go for a max guard. Or I'm going to go for a Protect here to have them trigger my policy with Darkness. And that's going to let me hopefully get a knockout, a double knockout with Glacial Lance. So I'm going to go for the Protect here, as well as I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp onto the Sneasel. I just want to play it a little bit safe. In all honesty, the correct play was probably to go for a Nightshade for the guaranteed damage. We're going to see the Yveltal go for a max guard here, so that's fine with me. Will-O-Wisp going to come out here, going to connect onto the Sneasel, doing a fair bit, most likely seeing the Foul Play come out as a result. Foul Play, yeah, is going to come out here. In that regard, I think we can go for a max Hailstorm onto this Yveltal, as well as go for a Nightshade onto this Sneasel. Let's go for it onto the Yveltal. The Yveltal is what I'm more concerned about, right? We don't have our policy procced yet, and so the Sneasel should not be able to knock out. We're going to see the Sneasel withdraw. This could be into an Incineroar. Survey says it is going to be into an Incineroar, and so you know, that's a little tricky, right? We are firing off a -1 Hailstorm, which is never good, but hoping that we can survive this incoming hit from the Yveltal, right? It is, I think, going to be pretty close. And by pretty close, I think it's probably just going to knock me out if I don't get the knockout here. And they're probably designed to live this Hailstorm. So that's fun, but hoping that the extra chip from Nightshade is going to be enough to get us there, because if we can get into that spot, right, we should be in incredible shape. As the Hailstorm going to come out, Moment of Truth. Like I said, if we get this knockout, we're golden. If not, things become a little bit there. Not gonna. Yep, we're not gonna get it. Perfect. We should now see a Darkness come out, potentially going into the Dusclops to avoid a policy. But no, it is. Yeah, it is going to go into the Dusclops. So just trying to get that knockout there, preventing a policy from being triggered. I think my opponent smartly identifying that I do have that policy up. And now we can bring out Heracross and hopefully have it do some work, right? We do have close combat, which is going to be huge, but we do also have to be very mindful of the number of Trick Room turns left. There actually probably are not going to be that many. And with a Zacian in the back, that's never what you want to see, especially when you are going to be a weakness policy variant instead of the Trick Room or Babiri Berry variant. So 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm very much going to go for a Hailstorm here, as well as I'm just going to click a close combat onto this Incin. We should probably, I don't know how that's going to work out. We're going to see the Yveltal switch out. This could be into the Zacian. It is going to be, yep, correctly identifying the threat. It is going to be the Zacian here, just trying to waste a turn of my max, which is very smart. We're also seeing no fake out from the Incineroar, so that suggests to me going for a parting shot, and yeah, we're doing absolutely nothing here. I think the switch was a little bit obvious, but what's nice is whatever you bring out is going to have to eat a close combat, and that close combat is going to, it should be able to KO really anything at this point, right? If it's going to be that Sneasel's Sash has been broken. If it's going to be that Yveltal, it's low enough where we should finish it off as well. So this close combat should be more than enough to get the KO there, as yeah, we are going to at least get a singular knockout. I don't think we're going to get any more, but you know, we can try. Calyrex now at -2, which means we're really not doing any damage at all. We are going to see that Zacian at least take a little bit of chunk, and I think at this point, right, you are going to probably try and prioritize faking out into the Heracross, as we are going to see the Incin come out here. We could see a Protect come out from Zacian, but God, yeah, there's no really good out here. I'm gonna go for a Max Quake here. I'm gonna click close combat into the Incin. I'm gonna click it into the, I don't think Zacian is gonna attack. I think Zacian, I'm gonna go for it. We very well are gonna get fake outed into Heracross. But if we don't, that's fine. We should, like I said, see a Protect. A Protect and a fake out, I think is totally fine here. We could see a Flare Blitz from the Zacian too, just trying to get rid of the Heracross, as we will see the very obvious Protect. Whoever said that this was coming is correct. I should have indeed doubled up into the Zacian. It's not going to matter, right? They have a Yveltal in the back, which can go for an Oblivion Wing onto my -2 or my -1 Heracross. We probably are going to see Parting Shot is what I'm guessing. And so yeah, I think unfortunately, yeah, we're going to see the Parting Shot. I don't think we can come back from this. I think if we had maybe targeted down the Incin with a close combat and if we'd gotten rid of the Yveltal that way, we can go for a double Protect to deal with the fake out. Yeah, because Yveltal at this point is going down to a singular hit. Close combat, right? If we'd gone into the Yveltal, I think we would have been golden, but we made the wrong choice. We don't have priority either. And so, yeah, I think, unfortunately, my opponent is going to be able to take this one. Really not much we can do in this position. We should have gone for I think the close combat and the attack into the Incin was the smart play. But I'm going to just save everyone the trouble and run now. So overall, a little bit of an unfortunate battle for sure. Obviously would have loved to show off Heracross, but we will take this team for one more spin to try and get that chance. And yeah, with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.